Hey guys, I am back with A Shade of Kiev 2 by Forrest, and so much happens here. So we get to find out a little bit more about his background and life before vampirism. He has two younger siblings. He is the oldest of three, and let's just say it's trying times for the siblings because mom and dad fall ill to the town sickness. And yes, it is like a real sickness. It's not vampirism. So there's that, and Kiev has to find a way to support his siblings without funds. So he gets creative, and in getting creative, he actually runs into the elder who turns him. Yeah, that's an interesting story in and of itself, but it gets better because later comes back to the present, and he is with Mateo and Mona and Syra at the Our Island place, and they go off on a mission. Actually, Kiev goes off on a mission himself because he's so guilty over Natalie's unalivings. He goes off and goes to the Black Bell. He goes to the Black Bell and tries to, well, I'm just going to say it the way it happens. He kind of seduces a witch to come with him. And since she is the youngest of three witches, the older two have already found their partners and fallen in love. So the youngest is very eager to find hers. Enter Kiev. So yeah, that becomes very interesting. Meanwhile, Mona has run away from her feelings and Kiev and everybody and everything, only to run into the problem guy. And I say the problem guy because he is a problem guy. He was the childhood love. I say childhood, but they were really more like teenage love. So yeah, that. Then he turns from a good guy to extremist, if you can believe that, because his aunt, who pretty much raises him from a certain point in his life on, is an extremist. And I say that because they believe that their ancestors' magic, see, their ancestors had this much magic, whereas they have this much magic. You see what I'm saying? So they want this much magic way more than this much. So they are doing extreme things to accumulate the magic. And that goes against Mona's personal morals. So she's like, at some point, she's like, you know what? Not for me. I'm out. She's done this twice already. So by the third time she goes back to this guy, he's like, okay, this is the final time that you're going to have a chance, because rules say if you leave me one more time, that's it. You are done. Like, done. You know what I'm saying? So she goes from the Mona we love and appreciate in book 1 to a shell of herself in book 2, because she goes from I've fallen in love and I want to play this character and all of the things to a shell of herself, because she knows that if things go south, then it's not just her on the line, it's people she loves. Because right before she left, she realized that Kiev was getting sick. Like, he had a splitting headache. And vampires get headaches? Really? Really? No. So she knew right away that she was cursed, and it started to affect him. So running back to Mr. Bad Guy was her only option. Meanwhile, Kiev runs into his siblings. That's right. They didn't perish with the illness that their parents did. They turned into vampires via Clara, Kiev's vampire sister that he hates, that we found out in, I don't know if it was like book 3 or 4 of The Shade of Vampire. Yeah, that we don't like her, like, at all, because she's over the top creepy. And anyway, so that happens. They are both now vampires. So they actually run a different version of the Shade in their part of their realm. So yeah, that gets interesting, because they are enemies to Mateo and Syra. Sorry, it's Saira. So anyway, they hate them and they hate them, but He's physically and biologically bound to them, but owes them everything because they not only took him in, but they forgave him for his actions of their blood relatives, and it's just a mess. It's a mess. So, if you want to figure out if they figure it out, pick up this book, read it, and let me know what you think in the comments. If there are any other books you would like me to review, leave those in the comments as well. And for now, it is on to book 3 for me. Have a great day, guys.